guys. Good morning, welcome back to Tesla Talk Tuesday, and if I look tired, it's because I am tired. Also, we're on G4 because we got back really late and every single parking space was taken except for 1.5 spots. And by half spot, I mean someone was parked halfway into another spot. It's pretty ridiculous. Anyways, we're down on G4, but that's fine, that's fine. Tesla, let's get to the Tesla. Welcome back to the Tesla, guys. Nice and quiet. All right, let's get out of here. Welcome back to another Tesla Talk Tuesday. Today we got a lot of just straight up Tesla news, guys. Not really going over anything else in the electric car. Well, there's a lot going on in the car industry too, because the Geneva Motor Show started I think it started yesterday, maybe. So there's a lot of cool cars coming out in the next couple of days. I'll probably be posting a lot of that stuff on Instagram as those pictures and stuff come out. I'm pretty excited to see what else there is. I know Koenig's is. Okay, anyways, back to Tesla. So, as you guys know, last week, based on one of my other videos, Tesla just released their $35,000 Model 3, which is really exciting. Speaking of Model 3s, Model 3 right over there. Oh, sun glare. Model 3. So this just makes Teslas that much more affordable for anybody else who's out there and is looking. I know there's still some tax rebates left. Federally and maybe depending on your state, so that is really cool. Obviously it's very minimal. There's cloth seats, you get basic maps, you don't get the premium sound system, you don't get power seats, but you do get an all-electric car that's a blast to drive, and well, you have the availability of getting like autopilot and full self-driving capabilities. However, you do have to pay extra, but you have that possibility and it is there and ready to go when you are. So if you ever want to pay for that later, I believe that is an option, which is awesome. All right, so in addition to the $35,000 Model 3, they as in Tesla, also did price drops across the board. See, they got rid of all of their store location, well, not all of them. They're closing a lot of stores and they're moving all sales online. And this is part of an effort to cut prices in order to help make this $35,000 Model 3 a possibility before they're able to actually improve manufacturing and bring down costs just overall. So what they're going to end up doing is closing a lot of stores across the country, still having a couple showrooms open, but all sales will effectively move online. And because of this, they're saying that if you buy a car without test driving it, you have effectively 7 days or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first, to return the car and get a full refund, which is pretty cool. And this is similar to what Carvana's doing. When I did a little video on them a while back, where you get like a 1-week test drive kind of thing, and if you don't like it, you return it. However, Tesla's obviously doing it with brand new cars. So if someone test drives a car, puts 1,000 miles on it, and then returns it, you can have a used car with a decent amount of depreciation. So, you know, that could definitely take a hit. But I do think that if someone is looking at electric cars, that a Tesla is definitely going to be something that they're going to test drive and end up absolutely loving. So you kind of just have to hope for the best. So if you do truly make a great product, then you kind of just have to trust that when people test drive it, they'll know. All right, so in addition to all the Model 3 price drops, the store closings, and what was the other thing? Store closings, sales online. They brought down the price of the Model S and Model X as well. So the Model S has like a standard range option, and they have a long range option, which is like, anyways, they have a standard and long range, and then they have a performance model, and then they have an extra $15,000 in order to get ludicrous acceleration. So all of these things are new pricing structures for the Model S. Oh, the road's always nasty right there. And then the Model X, there is no like standard or like lower range battery. There's just the large battery available, which is like 290 some miles, and then the performance upgrade package, which is the like ludicrous acceleration for an extra 15 grand. So that's kind of the new pricing for the Tesla. However, these price drops, because they just sort of randomly came, a lot of people were pretty upset that they had just bought a car like earlier on in the week, because in some countries these price cuts were as significant as like 25,000 to 100,000 US dollars in whatever the local currency was. So obviously these price drops have caused huge like buyer's remorse, outrage, and all that stuff. And in countries like Taiwan and China, there's actually protests breaking out at Tesla Superchargers because of this, which makes sense. I mean, if you're gonna buy something that's this big of an investment, and then the next day or later that week you realize that you could have gotten it 20, 30, 40% off because they did these price drops, I mean, that's pretty significant, and definitely reason to be a little upset. However, I do still think it's great that they're trying to bring down prices, make these cars that much more affordable, but you know, there's definitely going to be hiccups along the way, so there's that. All right, so on to the next topic of the day. Over the weekend, I think it was Sunday, Elon Musk tweeted out that they would be releasing the Model Y officially at a launch party at their like design studio, I think, on March 14th. There's no time yet, but either way, March 14th. So pretty excited to see the Model Y. It's going to be a crossover SUV based on the Model 3 platform. He said the car should be roughly 10% larger than the Model 3, and therefore expect prices to be about 10% more than the Model 3. I guess sort of similar to the Model X and S. You have the S, and then the X is around 5 grand more than the Model S, like comparable models. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Lots of big announcements in the last couple weeks. I think they were waiting to fully unveil the Model Y after they had put out the $35,000 Model 3. If you think about it, you don't want to kill demand for the Model 3 with the Model Y too much. However, you know, they are slightly different segments, and apparently pricing should be similar, just 10% more for the slightly larger Model Y. But either way, $35,000 Model 3, cheaper Model S, cheaper Model X, and Model Y being unveiled on March 14th. So pretty exciting stuff. And then on top of that, he also said that Supercharger's version 3.0, whatever that means. Did he tweet about this? He either tweeted this or this is what people are speculating. V3.0 will bring speeds of roughly 200 to 250 kilowatts, which is incredibly fast. That's almost double what it currently charges at, which is pretty amazing in and of itself. Right now, you can get a max charge of, I think, 120 kilowatts is what your car will take. Oftentimes, you know, you might get anywhere from 30 to 70, but when you get a clutch supercharger, you're charging at like 119 kilowatts. When you charge at like 120 kilowatts, I think you are charging at like over 300 miles of range an hour, which is awesome. If you can double that speed, you're going to be able to put tons more miles on your car in that same amount of time. Basically double. So yeah, that is pretty cool. However, the unfortunate news is obviously that I don't know if I'm going to be able to take advantage of this. I know that all Model 3s currently will be able to take advantage. Sorry guys, I think there was something on my camera this whole time. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. But I think that all Model 3s will be able to take advantage of this. Probably newer Model S and X's. I don't know about my car though, just because it's an older vehicle. It has just older stuff in general, so I may not actually be able to take advantage of the model or the version 3.0 superchargers. However, I do have free unlimited supercharging for life. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, and you move on. Really excited to see the Model Y come out and what it looks like. I hope it's a little less egg-like than the Model X and Model 3, but we'll see. I mean, I assume he's just going to kind of bump the roof a little bit on the Model 3, maybe extend the car slightly, but if it rides on the same platform, it really can't be too much like wider or anything, but I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out on March 14th, so pretty excited for that, and well, I gotta get to work. It's that time. Gotta go to my day job. Wait, real quick. Model 3.
And a Huracan, but it's undercover.
Alright, but now, off to work. What's up? Made it through the workday. Some awesome cars have been revealed at the Geneva Auto Show. Most notably, the Pininfarina Battista. So this is an all-electric car. It's supposed to produce like 1900 horsepower, 0 to 60 sub 2 seconds, just like the Tesla Roadster. It's built on a 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack from the Rimac Concept 1, I believe. And let's get out of the garage. So, like I was saying, the Pininfarina Battista, an all-electric hypercar that was released at the Geneva Motor Show today. It is supposed to be released by 2020, which is right on par with around when the Tesla Roadster should be coming out. But it's going to cost $2.2 million, roughly. And yeah, it's going to have 1900 horsepower. I think it's going to be speed limited to 217 miles per hour. And yeah, 0 to 60 sub 2 seconds. So very similar stats, which it should have to the Tesla Roadster, obviously having 1900 horsepower and taking some of the technology from Rimac. But nonetheless, it's styled by Pininfarina. The point is, it's very exclusive. I think there's only 125 or 150 total being made. So you get exclusivity. You get the design from Pininfarina, and then, well, you obviously still get pretty good performance for a car, as well as, I would assume, lots of aero and just general driving ergonomics built into the car as well. Pininfarina has done styling for many different car companies, I believe, most notably Ferrari. If you see on the side of a lot of Ferraris, you'll see Pininfarina. So Ferrari's a big name that Pininfarina has done styling for. So very interesting to see that they're coming out with basically their own electric car, and well, it should be here next year, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, lots of other cars came out today as well, most notably the Koenigsegg. Very excited for that. I absolutely love those cars, but not going to talk too much about that here. However, I did post about it on Instagram if you want to see it, or just Google it, read about it. It's awesome. But anyways, Tesla apparently today had some sort of like customs issues in China. The stock really tanked on it. I think it fell like 5 to 10 points. There was some issue with like false labeling on their Model 3. Apparently they got it fixed and it's no longer an issue. But it is always interesting to see how people react and how the stock reacts to news like that. Obviously China is a huge potential market for Tesla and just car makers in general. So, you know, any news that's going to affect delivery and being able to sell cars in China could drastically affect future sales of Tesla. However, this seemed like a pretty minor thing, as it was only like putting I don't know, 1,000 to 3,000 cars on hold because of some issue. Well, it was obviously resolved the same day, so it doesn't look like this is going to be an ongoing issue, luckily. Wait for it, wait for it. All right, green turn arrow. Keep waiting for it. Whee! Little bit of wheel slip still, but I mean, it's obviously going to happen with the insane amount of torque this car puts down. But you can actually hear it like trying to catch more than when my tires were bald, which I finally got rid of, thank goodness. It's just so much fun to accelerate in these cars. I really can't wait to feel the acceleration of a Tesla Roadster, because I really just can't even fathom. I really can't. The P100D was already insane enough. I did a test drive in that car before buying this, and man, I wish I had that right now, but unfortunately I don't. So the goal is to save up, be able to afford a Tesla Roadster in the future, and just skip the P100D altogether maybe. But anyways, more to come, more to come. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap up Tesla Talk Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed it. Some very interesting stuff came out this week. Can't wait to see the Model Y reveal coming soon. And, well, until next time, guys, thanks for watching.